Morning. Welcome in or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jennifer, and today we're going to be talking about the epic flop that was my most recent launch. Now, the first thing I do want to address is I understand that in our current economical climates that we don't have a lot of extra spending money to spend on, the fun things, so to speak. And of course, being a handmade product, it's going to be pricier than Shein. And I get that, people have to do what's within their budget. So in no way am I trying to shame anyone or anything of that nature. It's just I was expecting maybe just a little bit more success. I got to thinking about things and basically wondering like what could I have done better to not only share these creations with people but also potentially bring in more people because honestly my platform is super small and it's I've been feeling very directionless lately, if that makes sense. So, before I get ahead of myself, here are the 4 things that I learned from this launch drop, and the steps that I'm going to be taking to hopefully improve my business and my platforms in the future. So, the first thing is I need to slow down. I am like a fast and furious crocheter. So I sit there and I just churn and churn. And it's like a race in my head and I need to like pump the brakes and be like, girl, like you need to just relax, just enjoy the process, finish one project before you move on to the next, like fully finish it, like you finish the crochet part of the bag, now you line the bag and put the zipper in and the strap. You like, I need to just slow down and just like focus on one thing at a time, which honestly, with my neurodivergence, can be a challenge. But I recently came across Passionate Kelsey and really learned a lot from her process of, she sits down, she has like her to-do list kind of thing, and then as soon as she finishes a project or like a small stack of projects, she photographs them, she posts them on, her website for her next drop. And I think if I can kind of embrace that kind of routine, that will be really beneficial to me in the long run because then I won't feel rushed at the end to do all the photos at once and all of the, listings at once. Like I can break it up into chunks and I think that that will be a lot better for my brain. And then speaking of photographing and posting listings and whatnot, I really need to improve my photography skills in terms of like product photography. So that is something that I really want to look into and try to figure out, like lighting setups and white balance and things like that. I used to be a photographer way back in the day and I had portrait photography down to an art, but I never delved into product photography. Like we kind of touched on it a little bit, but we never like fully went into it. So I think I really need to lean into that and figure out better ways to photograph my products and marketing as well. I think going back to, setting up that routine of finishing, one project or a small stack of projects and then photographing them is going to give me snippets of videos and whatnot that I can post and market all the way up to. And I think that's something that I've been really lacking is I'm not taking like in progress videos or in progress photos or hyping things up as I go. I just do like a big hype up like a week before, and then I'm just expecting, something that can't happen if you're only doing it like a little short period of time. So that is something else too that I'm going to be working on in the very near future. And then the next thing I've been thinking about is I have a ton of creative ideas in my head, but I churn out things that still are very plain, and they're not, I don't feel like I'm living up to my creative potential. I think that's the bottom line. And so I really want to lean into doing all those things that I've been thinking about and trying those new techniques, and even, trying and failing to create something new. I actually was doing that last night. And surprisingly, the thing that I was like, "This isn't gonna work. I don't know why I'm even trying it." I followed through with it, and it turned out amazing, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to share it with you guys because it is so, so, so cool, and it's kinda leading into the next idea of thoughts, like the, next collection of thoughts on that same thread. So, I think I just really need to lean into that aspect of it and not be so focused on quantity over quality. That's what it is. I need to focus on quality over quantity. There we go. We landed. And then the last thing I really want to do is I love teaching. I love teaching people, and I have had it in my head to be creating a whole bunch of free tutorials here on YouTube, and I just haven't made time for it. And I think I really need to make time for it and share the knowledge that I have about crochet with as many people as possible, because as I've said in some previous videos, like a lot more people are wanting to crochet their own things, and I think it would be beneficial if I could share what I know with them so that they can start that journey and they can create their own creations and be inspired by my creations. Or if, they love what I created, they don't have to go and buy it from me. They can create it for themselves. And there's a lot of joy in that, to know that you made it with your own hands versus buying something that somebody else made with their hands. Like, I love buying handmade and buying things from people that I don't know those skills, but crochet is one of those things that people can pick up very easily. And so I think it's selfish of me to not share what I know. And so I am definitely going to be working on creating some videos, some tutorials, just really leaning into the learning aspect of it, and hopefully helping a lot of people on their creative journey. So while it was a bit disappointing, like monetarily wise for me, I think that in terms of my growth, it was extremely beneficial that this launch really flopped, because it taught me a lot, and it kind of was like, hey, you know, you need to pull back. You need to like rethink, you need to refocus, and really think about what you want in the future, who you want to be in the future as a business owner. And I think that is far, far more valuable than dollars in the bank. All right, well, that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts below. What advice would you give me? Um, I'm happy to hear anything that you guys have to say, and I greatly appreciate you watching and being here. Please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe if you want to hang out again. I am going to be working on those tutorials and diving more into the learning aspect in the future. So I hope that you will come along on this journey with me as we evolve. So thanks so much again for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Wishing you all the best. Bye.